Okay guys, I'm going to be showing you, I had already started this, but I took start taking it apart so I could show you guys. This is the back piece. It wasn't cut on the fold. There's a boom going down, just straight down. And the front has an additional side seam for a stick, but this could also just be one piece. This is the arm. It's cut in one piece, but it can also be cut in two pieces. This is the underlining of the collar, and this is the collar and the lapel facing. So once you cut out this fabric, I would line the lapel, collar, and inner facing. It makes it a little durable, and it poses better on the jacket. But I don't have any, so you have to do it. So after that, my first step would be to sew down here and press open. I've already done that. My second step would be to sew these two together, which is I already done that. So my next step would be placing the right sides together. I'm going to cut. I'm going to sew the shoulder seam together. Before you get sewing, you want to make sure you have bobbin, a full bobbin, and you want to do a practice before you start sewing so you don't mess up your fabric. And when I sew usually at the edge of the presser foot. That's about 1/4 seam allowance. Now I'm going to press these sides open. Okay, once you sew the shoulders, you're going to have something like this. So the right side together. You line up your side seams, and I'm going to push down again. And I'm going to stitch them. Okay, now it's time to sew the side seams with the right sides together. And when you're always sewing, you want to make sure you sew on the right side of your machine to keep the bulk away. Because this pattern is a little bit big on me, I'm going to sew about 5/8 of an inch. And that will give me the fit I need. much sewing as I do, the little spool of threads are not enough. I use the cones because I go through those spools like so easily. And when I sew, I don't use pins. I just line everything up and pull it up. Unless I'm doing something intricate like a sleeve or something, I'll use pins. Oh, the thread came on. Okay, here is the shell of my blueprint. I have got the side, the back, and the front connected. That's all it's in. The next step is going to be to attach this under collar. So I'm going to find the middle. And I'm going to sew this around and then sew it up to the Now it's time to add the under collar. I'm going to start in the middle, and you want to sew on the flat side, not the round side. That's for the collar. So start in the middle at the center back. Go to that end. So to that end. And now, when your collar is like this, I just sew across there. we're going to go to the iron and press this out. Okay, now that I have the undercolor filled on, I'm going to take the lapel, and I'm going to line it up right here. And I'm going to go all around on both sides. My pattern up, and I'm going to sew down first. And I'm going to turn it over. And continue to sew around. And that is one side. Now I'm going to start on the other. Okay. Now that the collar is sewed on, we're almost finished with the sleeve. So I'm going to press these towards the blazer. I'm going to go around and press it on. Now that I have pressed this open, with the bulk facing towards the blazer, I'm going to stitch all the way around, really close in between here. So when it turns over, it will lay nice and flat. I'm going to change my station to like a 4, or the second to the biggest stitch I have. Okay, I have pressed down the lapel, and now I'm just going to sew a tiny stitch all around to sew this down because I'm not going to add a line to it. The blazer has taken form. We got color, we got the theme. Now it's time for the ass of sleeve. The first thing we want to do is put them right sides together and sew down on the side. When you are pinning around, just make sure everything is lining up and there's no puckers inside of your pins because it will cause problems when you start sewing. Okay, now that it's all pinned around, I'm going to sew around it. Okay, I'm going to place it on my sewing machine and I'm going to sew this at a 5/8 of an inch because the shoulders fit me a little loose, so I'm going to tighten it up. And when you're sewing, you want to make sure your hand's underneath and it's straight with no puckering underneath. And voila, you have just sewn your sleeve. I'm going to sew, I just tried it on and the sleeves are a little too wide. My bobbin was acting up. So I'm going to sew about a half an inch on each side to tighten the sleeve a little. Okay, since I'm not going to line my blazer, I'm going to tack it down in a few places so it will fit right. The first is going to be the center back. I'm going to attach the undercollar to the overcollar. I just sewed a straight line down the middle on the seam. The next is going to be at the shoulder seam. I'm going to start right here where it meets from the collar. And I'm going to tack that down. I want to make sure that everything is flat on the bottom. I'm almost finished. I have turned under the hem so I can hem that. I'm just going to do a straight stitch on the longest stitch. So here is the blazer. In part 2, I'll show you how I attach a button with a buttonhole. I'll add details to the sleeve and add a pocket.